Welcome back to another episode of Random Dog Shit, where I share odds and ends I have found on the internet that highlight how awful, dangerous, and disgusting dogs are, and how disturbed and delusional their owners are. So, without further ado, here we go. This man rented a billboard so everyone would know it was his dog's birthday. Members of our Canine Aversion Facebook group were discussing dog crap and how it is absolutely destroying our living spaces. This person works at an apartment complex, and the property is just full of dog shit that nobody picks up. Other members were chiming in. One member wrote that their condo development fines people $50 per offense, and they can only take their dogs to a designated dog walk to shit. Yet, there is no place for kids to play there. But they have a dedicated dog toilet. Another member wrote that their town used to be very strict on dog waste, but in the past 10 years it's gotten lax and disgusting. Lots of irresponsible kids with pit bulls being dragged around. Here is a shining example of dog cult indoctrination. They like to go after kids when they're young. In the same manner, McDonald's goes after kids with their Happy Meals, hook them when they're young. That's what we're seeing here. You can talk to a dog all you want, but it will never understand you because it doesn't speak your language. It has no clue what you're saying. And teaching children that dogs are loving beings is criminal because they're not. They are without the ability to love. Psychologists will tell you that you need to be able to feel guilt, empathy, and remorse before you can love someone. And dog experts confirm that dogs do not feel guilt or remorse. So it's just absolutely crazy that we believe dogs love us or have the capacity to love. They don't. And placing a dog, especially a fighting breed that was created for the sole purpose of being an efficient killer and attacking without warning signs next to a child is criminal. To perpetuate the myth that dogs only attack if they were abused or attacked, to perpetuate the myth that dogs only attack when they are provoked or mistreated in some way is criminal. And to hold children responsible by teaching them that it's their fault if they get bitten. You know, we do this by teaching children how to act around dogs, ignoring the fact that most dog attacks occur when the child is getting off the bus, walking to school, waiting for the bus, playing in their yard, minding their own business, riding their bike down the street, paying no attention whatsoever to the dog. These dogs are most often raised in loving homes. So it's just lies, propaganda, bullshit, and it's child endangerment. All dogs, especially fighting breeds like pit bull type dogs, are ticking time bombs that can go off at any time if they are triggered by a sudden movement or high-pitched sound that reminds them of or not reminds them that resembles the sound of a prey animal in distress. Criminal and disgusting behavior, child endangerment. We need to call it out. But dog fanatics believe it's all in how you raise them. So what are they doing placing this dog next to their child? This dog was obviously neglected. It's starving. They didn't raise it from puppyhood. They have no idea about its history. It could have been abused. You know, it's a ticking time bomb. It can go off at any moment. They're playing Russian roulette with the life of their child. This is disgusting, misopedic behavior. And it's pathetic if you're going to pass on spending time with a human being who, unlike a dog, actually has the capacity to love you, to be understanding, to understand what you're saying, to converse with you, to have a two-way conversation with you, to appreciate you for your personality, for your interests, and, you know, in favor of spending time with an instinct-driven, predatory scavenger that eats shit, slurps vomit, and would lick you and wag its tail when it sees you, even if you were a child rapist, even if you beat the shit out of it. It's not able to discern between good people and bad people. I made a video about that. Like, what's wrong with you? You may as well just spend time with a teddy bear. It's crazy. And another thing, you can only be a mother to a human child. That dog had a mother. It wasn't you. It will never be you because it is of a different species. Ridiculous. And this is something another member shared that made me laugh. I can totally relate. This would be the last thing I would want to see when I'm sick. Get that thing away from me. Look at it. Hideous. More and more people are noticing people posting pictures of their dogs in groups and on pages where they do not belong, such as in cat groups. They're doing this more and more as if they think people want to see their dogs. We don't. Keep that shit to yourself. I was a member of a Facebook group for a particular... I used to be a member of a Facebook group for a video game that I like to play. The other day I noticed someone had posted a video of their dog just being goofy and disgusting. So I asked, why did you post this here? What does this have to do with the game? I come here to see stuff about the game, not dogs. I don't want to see dogs. And they're like, well, there are dogs in the game. And I said, yeah, there are apples in the game too, but you don't see anyone posting pictures of apple orchards. And they were like, oh yeah, well, go ahead, knock yourself out. And I said, there's a difference though. People don't have PTSD because of apples. People haven't lost their loved ones because an apple attacked them. People are not looking at their sibling's face that is disfigured by an apple. Apples are not chasing kids when they get off the bus stop to attack them. Anyway, absolutely ridiculous. Keep that shit to yourself. Keep it in your dog worshipping groups. The rest of us don't want to see it. Here's something that gave me hope when I first saw it. But then when I read the comments, my hope flew out the window. 706 comments. All the ones I read were in favor of having accounts for your dogs on social media, saying that they would rather follow a dog's social media account than a person's. Just sickening. Weirdos. So weird. You can't even be homeless now without having dogs shoved down your throat. There's no escape. They're everywhere, even in homeless shelters now. Yippee. Where are people with dog phobias and allergies supposed to go? This is a human rights violation right here. And another thing, if you're homeless, you have no money. What business do you have keeping a dog? People who supposedly love dogs should want dogs to be well cared for, no? So then why are you encouraging people who are homeless to own them? It's mental. You should encourage them to get rid of them and to give them to someone who can provide the dog with a proper life if you truly care about dogs. Like I said before, these dog worshippers don't love dogs. They don't care about animals at all. It is shameful and beyond disgusting to refer to an ass-munching, leg-humping, crotch-sniffing predator as a child. To refer to it as your child's sibling is nauseating. It's just so sick. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And if you think that dog is aware that there's a growing person inside that tummy and that it feels affection for that person, you have the mental faculties of a toddler. Like, what kind of magical thinking are you engaged in? This is so ridiculous. If anything, if that dog is aware that there's a baby inside of that woman, it probably wants to eat it, nothing else. A member of the canine aversion group shared this. I thought it was worth sharing with you. They remembered a time in the 80s when their friend was about 20 and was renting a room in a house where the owner had 4 horrible little yapping dogs. After a while, the owner got careless, and it was apparent the dogs were allowed to shit and piss in the house anywhere they wanted. I just want to tell you all that a few years ago, my kids went to visit a neighbor, and they came home and told me that there was dog shit in the basement. And they asked their friend about it, and the friend said that it had been there for weeks, if not months, and no one in the house cared. Dog worshippers have a very high threshold for disgust. They don't notice horrible smells like the stench of a dog to a non-dog worshiper is intolerable. We can smell it on you when you sit next to us on the subway or on the bus. We can smell it immediately when we walk into your home. Even though you think your home smells nice, to us it reeks. I don't know if this is what they call olfactory exhaustion or what. I heard that psychopaths have a very high threshold for disgust, and a viewer was telling me that she sees parallels between dog owners and psychopaths. I don't know. But the point is, dog owners have a very high threshold for disgust, and it's so vile, it makes me sick. If you saw this bred for blood sport predator doing this, what would you do? Well, this dog nut wrote that they would run towards the dog, their favorite breed. I know I will be slobbered with kisses. A member of the group wrote, "It is so bizarre to me that these people would react against their natural instinct, not escaping, no fear whatsoever, but run towards danger and hideous monsters. I wonder if this is due to brainwashing. We could really do some research on this." Someone found this video on YouTube. Now, I don't know who this guy is. I don't know if this is sarcasm or what, but I just thought I would share the video because he speaks the truth, and there are a lot of very supportive comments under the video, a lot of people on our side, which was really nice to read. Very recently in India, a pack of dogs entered a hospital through a window, attacked a newborn baby, and killed the baby. You're not safe anywhere in India, not even in a hospital, because of the stray dog epidemic. Because of animal rights activists who have made culling illegal now, the government has promised to implement spay-neuter release programs and to vaccinate these dogs, but the funds are not being allocated. The promises the government made are not being kept, and dogs are taking over the city. They have taken over completely. People are being harassed and attacked and injured daily. It is a mess in India, and it's all because of these anti-human freaks who are putting the lives of dogs above the lives of humans. It's disgraceful, and we all need to raise awareness on this issue so that more people can see how crazy this is. These poor people in India, why should they put up with this? And rabies is a huge problem in India. The solution is very simple. Kill the dogs. Oh, they come back, keep killing them. Oh, the more come back to fill the void that was left. Kill those dogs too. Kill, kill, kill. Why? Because human lives are infinitely more valuable than dogs' lives. Dogs contribute nothing to society, nothing but filth, waste, noise pollution, disease, injury, and death. That's it. What do we keep them around for? They are nothing but overgrown rats. They are vermin, and they need to be exterminated.
Oh, shit!
I'm seeing more and more of this shit. The Majority Project apparently has been around for a while, and they just have tons of pictures of people holding up these signs saying, I am a, whatever their occupation is, I am a pit bull owner, I am the majority. This has me incensed. Look at these people endangering their children. Anti-child freaks. Do these idiots honestly think that they are the majority? A member of the group wrote, "Pit nutters, as loud as they are not the majority, not even close. They are trying so hard to normalize this bullshit by making everyone else think that they are the odd ones out for not having a pit bull. This is straight up cultural warfare." Someone else wrote, "Just seeing this and hearing about it pisses me off. What is their goal? Just to push for more pit bull ownership? Why? They don't do this with chihuahuas or schnauzers. Why do they have to do it with pit bulls? That is so demented and downright deviant. There is absolutely zero reason pit bulls should be elevated over other dogs. And zero reason why dogs should be elevated over other animals. This all comes down to this misguided anti-discrimination bullshit. Dog breeds are not races. The ultimate in anthropomorphism. See my video about dogs and liberation politics where I talk about this. It's so ridiculous and it's criminal because people are endangering children. They are spreading misinformation, spreading dangerous myths that are costing people their faces, their limbs, and their lives, and this needs to stop. These people see dog defense and the promotion of these dangerous breeds in the same light as issues like defending against fascism or fighting for women's equality or fighting against LGBTQIA discrimination. They have perverted liberalism and libertarian ideas in support of something that limits and restricts the freedom of others. Anyways, here's more stupid bullshit. In case you need a good laugh, I don't know if I should laugh or cry. Even the police are brainwashed fools, brainwashed anti-human cult members that believe these dogs love them and are so loving they can't even perform their jobs properly because they just love so much. I'm gonna throw up. Getting back to that majority project cultural warfare I was talking about, I saw this picture. I am a mom and a nurse. I am a pit bull dog owner. I am the majority. If I am ever hospitalized, my first question to the doctor and the nurses is going to be, what do you think about pit bull type dogs? If their answer is positive, I am going to demand a different doctor. I'm going to demand a different nurse because I don't want some anti-human cultist working on me. These people have shown repeatedly that they are lacking in empathy. They have absolutely no empathy for humans. When a human is injured or killed by a dog, all they can think of, the only thing they can think of, is defending the dog that did it, defending their dog. If their dog is a pit bull type dog, they have no compassion whatsoever for the victims of dog attacks. Why would I want someone like that caring for me when I am ill? I agree with what this person wrote. I can't stand that they stick their tongues out with their mouths closed, like a snake. Usually their mouths are gaping open, but they're often closed for the weird human face licking. Now, I like snakes. I love reptiles. But when dogs do this, I find it repulsive. Another member of the group wrote, I find it a little crazy how many nurses and doctors own dogs. These people who work in hygienic facilities for a living and are educated on disease fail to realize they are tracing into the hospital potentially life-threatening pathogens to their patients, especially those who work in ICU. Yes, this is mental. This is another reason I don't want dog worshippers caring for me if I'm sick in the hospital. Their bodies are contaminated with traces of their dog's shit and piss and bacteria and parasitic eggs and mites and fleas and slobber and snot and earwax and eye crud. They are disgusting. I don't want these people coming close to me or touching me when I am injured or sick or at any other time for that matter. Keep your disgusting self away from me and get me a clean nurse, a clean doctor. But they don't care. Dogs come first, always. This is something else you'll often see. When dog worshippers come across a cute animal, they'll call it a puppy. Jumping spiders are fascinating little critters, a member of my group wrote. It irritates me that they compare them to mutts. Well, it drives me crazy too. And not just spiders, but they'll do this with other animals as well. As if it's impossible for another animal to be cute in its own right. It's got to be called a puppy. Fuck off with that. It's cute. It's a cute spider. It's a, oh man. what can I even say about this? What this dog worshiper is saying is that you have no right to defend yourself against a dog that is attacking you unless you're already injured. Shove it, mister. I'm not going to stand around and wait for your dog to sink its teeth into me like it just did to 2 other people before I shoot it. That's how crazy these dog nuts are. You're not allowed to protect yourself. They are absolutely crazy, anti-human trash, filth. That's what these people are. This post showcases how deranged pit bull nutters are. I have a rescue pit with severe PTSD. She likes to attack other dogs. I've spent $20,000 on new fencing. I've knocked out 2 teeth and blown out 2 knees. And my best friend spent 3 days in the hospital from pulling her off other dogs. I'm now working with a behavioral vet with a high price tag. The liability I am accepting is huge. I love her and won't surrender her. Aw, aren't you a kind, loving, compassionate person? Not. This is virtue signaling right here. This guy wants us to think he's some great human being for the loving thing he's doing. What you're doing is endangering your entire community by keeping this dangerous animal, by not putting it down. You're putting your entire society at risk. Loser. You're trash. Check out this story. Here we have a loose pit bull that was running around off leash, scaring people, begging for food, being a nuisance, being a menace. Someone kicked it, and then the person who found it said, everybody was being so mean to him, but he just wanted love. Aw, no it didn't. It didn't want love. It wanted food. Dogs are incapable of experiencing love. When are these people going to get that through their heads? Someone's talking about this case and then said that the dog, had something wrong, like its anal region was all irritated, and they wrote, unfortunately, I'm familiar with this, and said that the dog had been sexually abused. They're familiar with this, so this apparently happens on occasion, frequently, who knows? I thought that was bad enough. But the worst part of it is the amount of money they have raised to care for this useless, worthless, shit-eating child mauler. Disgraceful. Now look at this. Is this something you would do to your loved one? Crazy. These people are crazy. I love this comment. A member of the group wrote, surprise, dog nuts going overboard. There is no limit to their mental sickness. If somebody shrunk and petrified their dead mutt's nuts and turned them into dental implants as their 2 front teeth, I would no longer be shocked at this point. Here's some more craziness. A dog earning its master's degree. Yeah. Because dogs can do that, apparently. The lunatics are in charge of the asylum. You could say that again. Have you guys heard of this? In China, they're putting little animals into these plastic whatever and using them as keychains, torturing these animals. This is something a member of the group wrote. I thought it was really interesting and true. In other news, in North America, trapped live animals are sold as companions, spouses, family members, fur children, and best friends. I guess in China, they deem the animal's awareness level to be so low that it doesn't mind being trapped. I don't know if the animals show any signs of distress. However, here in the West, I know for a fact that our trapped animals show signs of distress by being trapped by humans, like barking all day, chewing through doors, digging under fences, etc. Yes, very good points. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Someone else in the group joined a group on Facebook for tall people, and look what popped up. Again, an example of dogs showing up in places they don't belong. What do dogs have to do with being tall? Shove it with your dogs. Oh, and this story.
The teen told police the family's pit bull mix and beagle mix were fighting in a bedroom Saturday morning. He separated the dogs, took the beagle out of the room, and in those few minutes, the pit mix attacked his baby brother. Police described the injuries as catastrophic.
So when the officer went into the room, the pit was standing over the baby. He could see that the baby had some pretty severe injuries and believed that the infant needed immediate life-saving aid.
To get to the infant, the officer shot and killed the dog. The baby boy rushed to the hospital, did not survive.
This is a classic case of what's called redirected aggression. Happens all the time. Dog can't get to the animal it wants to attack, then it turns around and redirects its aggression and attacks the nearest person to it. In this case, the baby. You cannot train or love this sort of instinct out of a dog. No amount of training or love is going to get rid of it. Dogs are born with these instincts. And so having it in your house is a risk you should not be willing to take. It is child endangerment to have a dog in the home with your children. Whether or not you are around to supervise, this can happen in the blink of an eye. But there's not just redirected aggression. Dogs instinctually display other forms of aggression, such as predatory aggression, food aggression, pain aggression. There are others. A YouTuber called I Hate Dogs made a video about this. I'm going to try to find it, and I'll post the link in the description. The point is, though, it doesn't matter how you raise the dog. All dogs can do this. All dogs can snap. It doesn't matter how you raise them. These are instincts they are born with. And like I said, you can't train or love these instincts out of a dog. And so that is why dogs need to be banned. I am feeling weary after making this video, guys. I'm feeling weary and very upset after YouTube recently slapped a warning, a permanent warning on my channel because Dog Nuts reported my video for no valid reason. YouTube deleted it for no valid reason. If you want to know the story, watch my video called Dogs and Sexual Harassment / Assault. The whole thing has just made me feel really weary, and I'm feeling like I really do need a break for my mental health. So I'm just going to be uploading one more quick video, and then I'm going to be taking a break, probably for about a month. That's my goal. I have to spend more time focusing on the things that bring me joy. And while I am so passionate about this subject, and I feel a drive to churn out videos daily to expose this because I am so passionate about it, I need to take care of myself and my health. So I'm sure you all will understand that. This is very draining work. It is very difficult work what I'm doing. Not only producing the videos, but filtering through the comments and taking out the trash, so to speak, by hiding the vitriol and the ad hominem attacks and so forth that I don't want to have on my channel, because I want to maintain a healthy space for like-minded people to come together for support and understanding. So I will continue to do that weeding of my garden, but I gotta try to just focus more on myself, people. This is just really draining me. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll upload another video shortly, and I'll see you all next month. I know I've said before that I would take breaks and then I would come back after a couple of days with a new video, but I really mean it this time. I am really going to make an effort to focus on myself. I need to. And like a friend of mine said, I need to focus on being how did he say it? A strategic warrior. You know, somebody who just goes out there fighting constantly is going to become tired and not fight as well as a strategic fighter who steps back to decompress and, regroup and recharge. And I got to give myself that time to recharge. So I will be back in about a month with a powerful, awesome video. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care of yourselves. The future is dog-free.